morning. It is September 25th and I am back with another Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. I have a ton of stuff to show you. I've been stitching like crazy because I was able to take a little mini vacation, two of them actually. So I have a ton of stitching done. Denise has been stitching and Cheryl has been stitching. So we have a ton of stuff to show you, and it's a good variety of different types of designs, different designers, all kinds of different things. After I show you all of that, I'm going to show you Lori Holt's new stitch cards that are going to be coming out in October and all the new stuff we have in the store. Lots of fun things, and we're going to start with my stitch along progress. And right now we are in the middle of the Hometown Holiday Sampler stitch along. So we're going to pop up the hashtag real quick. And if you are stitching along with this and you add this hashtag to your piece, in 2 weeks, we're gonna show some of your guys' pieces. So I stitched this on the natural Witchell 14 count. And the sample right here was stitched on parchment 25 count Lugana. And so those, it's pretty similar. And before I so basically I went to Utah, and when I got to Utah, I had this part done. So from here to here, I just sat, and it took me 10 hours to get from here to here, which is not bad. I was actually pretty fast, except this ended up taking a lot longer. And the camera is off a little bit because this is much lighter in person. The lighting is probably just a little bit off, but this one I'm gonna frame. I think I'm gonna do a different frame than Lori's. I might do the same frame but a different color just to make it a little bit lighter. And then we also have a pop-up image to show you, and it's a great photo because it shows you. So this is Lori's piece that she stitched, and she stitched this in about a day and a half, and that one is stitched on Milk and Honey 32 count? 36 count. And she used NPI silks on that one, and if you want to see the colors she did, if you go to B Lori Instagram, her Instagram is B Lori, you will see all of the NPI silks she used. And then this is all three together. So this one shows you the sample on the left. That's the actual sample, like the one that's on the cover of the quilt. The one on the right is mine, and the one in the center is Lori's. So the one on the left is 25 count, so that's the largest. The one on the right is 14 count, so that's pretty close to the 25 count. And then the one in the back is really tiny because that's 36 count. The two on the bottom were stitched with DMC, the same exact DMC, and the one in the back was stitched with NPI. And she kept the colors pretty much the same. And what Lori wanted to do is, she's a member of the NPI Silk Club and has been since we opened that club. And so she wanted to have fun and open her packages and actually use the silk. So that was fun to stitch with her, and hers is so cute and tiny in person. It's so cute. She's thinking about stitching, she's thinking about finishing it maybe like on the cover of a book, or, you know, not in a frame, just because it's so much smaller. So we'll see. The stitch count is 110 by 131, and remember, if you add that hashtag, we are going to show some of your pictures in 2 weeks. And I'm super excited because I actually finished the stitch along before the end of the date, so I'm actually ahead. So let me know if you have stitched this. I really love stitching letters. I'm going to talk about that. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about horizontal stitching in a little bit, but I love stitching letters. I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to stitch all the letters. I didn't want to stitch the star. I didn't want to stitch the leaves. I didn't want to stitch anything. I just want to stitch the letters. They're so fun. And
did you travel in between your letters?
Let's see what I did on the back. Denise said, oh, well, first of all, I have loose thread. That would be normal. I did not travel between the letters. Now, I am going to show you, Denise is going to help me remember, I traveled a lot on monthly weigh-in, so I do need to show you that. So yeah, I didn't travel between the letters. This one I kind of traveled here though. Can you zoom in, Jordan? So like, sometimes once I have a lot of stitching down, I'll travel behind it because you're not going to see it. Like, you're not going to see all that once you have the colors down. And I could have traveled where I pulled the thread under, but you know, sometimes, like you can tell I did here, it just depends what kind of mood I'm in. Like the way I did this one's different than this one, so whatever you want to do. But I really love this one. This is probably one of my favorites that I've done. Just, it was really fun. And I think the fact that it was in horizontal rows, because it kind of gave you a goal, like, hey, Monday I can get that done. Tuesday I can get this done. It's easier to see like the start and the end. So that was really fun and kind of, I don't know, maybe a little bit motivating. And I love the little trees. So when I did this, what I did do is I would do the blue first, the letters, and then I would fill these in. Then I would do the blue and then this. Now, one thing that Lori did, and I told her she was really brave for doing this, before she started, what she did is she did all of the horizontal blue rows, all of them, before she did anything else. And I told her there's no way I would do that because I would just be so scared I was off a row. And she was like, well, you just triple count. And I was like, yeah, but with me, I would just be super nervous. I'm thinking about stitching the S and the G, the pink color, to show my initials. Yeah, that would be really cute, like just to pick the ones that are your initials. You could also put your initials down here if you wanted to. That's something that people used to do. Cheryl still does. So I got that done. So this was pretty fun, I really like the 14 count natural. I haven't used it in a while, and I have some ideas on using it in 2025 on some stuff. I just really like that it's stiff, and I just like the look of it. It's kind of like fabric flare where there's movement to it, so if there's like a stain or something, you're less likely to see it than if it was just like a white or a cream. So that is Lori Holt's Hometown Holiday Sampler. And then we are going to start for Stitchtober the Quilted Scarecrow Quilt Along. Okay, so we're gonna zoom just a tiny bit out. Right there, that's good. Okay, so this technically is gonna be a quilt along, stitch along in October, from October 1st to November 15th. But I was at Lori's, and so this is before I got holes in my finger. I'm gonna tell you about holes in my finger in a little bit. But after I finished the holiday sampler, I decided to start this. So I started this about 2 weeks ago, and I have so much done. So in a previous live stream, I talked about outlining. Can you zoom in just a little bit, Jordan? Thank you. So if you see the outlines here, I started here. I only have the half stitch done. And I started with the rake. Wait, she told me it's not a rake. Is it a rake? No, I said it was a broom, and she was like, there's not a broom, it's a rake. I was like, okay, sorry. So I just outlined this. Then I went in, I did the 2 shoes. I outlined the pants. And then I just did part of the threads here for the shirt, part of the hands, outlined the bird, part of the face. Then I was like, oh, I really want to stitch some more colors. So I did the patches because, I mean, those are so cute. And then I was even getting bored, so I was like, okay, let me fill in the gray. But they're all half stitches. And then when I did that, I was like, you know what? The hardest part for me, always, is these little start and stops. They drive me nuts because I love to stitch horizontally or vertically. I love the look of it, and I love how clean it looks. So I thought, you know what? Before I go back and start this October 1st, which is in 5 days. Oh, Lord. I thought I was ahead, but maybe I'm not. I got all of these done. So I got these done. Sorry, a little camera remote's not working. And then I got some of these done. And then what I need to do is do all of these, which will take quite a bit. That would probably take me a couple hours. And then I will probably just attack this at football games. So like, for example, this week I have 3 football games. There was a football game last night, a football game Thursday, and a football game Friday. So as long as I can sneak in with the bag, I mean, some places won't let me come in because I take my, I take this one most of the time. I take the Madford plaid bags, generally to a football game because they are see-through. But some places don't consider it see-through, so sometimes I have to walk all the way back to the car. But if I can get the bag in, I will stitch. It's getting a tiny bit harder because my kids are actually playing now, which is good and bad because it's getting kind of competitive. Like last night, the guy who sat in front of us, his kid was like really good, and he was like making a lot of plays, and my son was not making any. And I was just like, okay, please, sir, do not turn around and yell at me about my kid not tackling somebody. Yes, I know he missed that sack 20 times. Yes, I know. Anyway, that's my little rant. But this is going to make this really enjoyable because all the stuff that I don't like doing, which honestly is all these little guys, I have been doing those and listening to audiobooks. But I am going to force myself to do all the rest before I fill in, because if I fill in, that's going to be so quick and easy, and it's just going to be like, you know, just like on and on and on. And I don't know, I just love the straight stitching. I love that. That's like my favorite part. And I got all of this done at Lori's. Well, I had the outline done at Lori's. And then I had stitched so much that I had holes in my finger. I had cuts. So I still have, there's a little cut there and a little cut here. And so I started putting Band-Aids on, but the Band-Aids started hurting. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna crochet. So I moved to something else. So what I mean by outline is probably not the correct term, is these are just half stitches. And what I mean by outlining, I'm not back stitching, I'm outlining the outside of the piece. Meaning, and I kind of went a little bit too far, so it probably confuses you guys. But I just outlined so that I know I'm in the right spot. So when I start filling in, I know I'm filling in. Now you could outline with a full stitch, but I don't trust myself to do that, because if I have to pull stitches out, which yes, I do have to, it just makes it double the stitch that I have to pull this out. This right here is stitched on Oatmeal 14 count by Lori Holt. And there's two sides, one's plain and one's modeled, and I stitched on the modeled side. And here I did not carry these dark browns because I felt like those would really show. So yeah, so those little stick-on thimbles protect your fingers. Yeah, they do, but I can't, like, I can't really get my hands in really good, so that makes it harder. Okay, so that's part of what I got done, but before I got that done, I got some other stuff done. So this is the first one I got done. This is summer. It's the July monthly weigh-in by Stitching with the Housewives. This is July. And so this was second to last, and I got this one done, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And then on this one, look at that. That's called Kimberly Wants to Get Stuff Done. Like right now, we need to finish. So there's a lot of stitching on the front. So carrying this, I didn't think you would see it on the front, and you don't. And to be honest, Denise is going to finish this, and Denise doesn't judge me for carrying my threads over. So if I was sending this to Priscilla, I might not have done that hot mess, but Denise doesn't care. So that's called Kimberly Wants to Get Stuff Done. Because you can see over here, I'm real neat. Now you could run your threads under, but I was just kind of doing the same. Oatmeal is the exact same color as Vintage Country Mocha. So you can buy either. So that's July. So now I have the whole series done, and I had shown you the smalls before, and then Denise is going to fully finish these, and then we'll do a trunk show and like a cute little reel of all 12 of them. And then August is done. This one took me forever. So this one took longer, and I want to talk a little bit about why it took longer. So this one I felt was pretty easy because I could outline the tomatoes. Are those tomatoes? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, they're tomatoes. So I outlined the tomatoes, and so it kind of gave me a place to go from. Now, up here, I'm a little bit off. One of these tomatoes is in the wrong spot. Nobody knows except you guys because I told you, but I was not about to rip anything out. I did it at a football game. I was probably mad because my kid was not tackling anybody. I don't know. Me and Kevin have this joke. He like doesn't run to the quarterback. He like runs in a circle, and I'm like, can you see? Can you see? The quarterback is right there. Anyway, so this does have a mistake, but I just decided to leave it in. But I thought it was easy because I had somewhere to circle and to outline. Same thing here. I could outline this. I could outline the edge of this, etc., etc. Now here, this one was a lot harder because it's white, and I feel like with white, I really need my stitches to look pretty. Jordan's gonna zoom in, but I really, especially on Monaco, I don't want my stitches to look ugly, so I railroaded every one of these dang stitches. So when you do that, it takes, I don't wanna say twice as long, but it just takes a lot longer. And I did make a couple changes on August. So let's see. Some of the flowers, like right here, these flowers were supposed to have black centers, but I made them yellow because I didn't want to carry black. And then up here, a lot of these, some of these had black centers right here, these little pink ones, and I just kept them yellow. And I did almost run out of yellow because I moved and made more yellow, and then the back of this is even more of a hot mess. I usually would not travel with black like that. That's like a, oh, I didn't even tuck that in. Will you fix that for me, Denise?
Yes.
Or if I tucked it in, I could just tie a knot. That would be a crime. Let me just tie a little knot. This is not what you're supposed to do, but this will help it so it won't fall out. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but I would usually never travel like that, but I obviously was trying to get these done. So, yay! I'm so excited that all the monthly weigh-ins are done. I was able to start the new series she has called Blooming Roots. And so we showed that last time, and I'm going to show you some stuff next time on that one. Okay. Before that started, I was able to do Barn Sweet Barn, and if you notice, last month I got behind. So I had not done August or September. So I sat down and did August and September all at the same time. So I have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So this one this is probably going to be the first thing I work on because this one's pretty easy to outline and knock it out. So I will get this one done, and then I'll probably in November, get November and December done just so that I can get it framed before January. So this one's mine, and this is stitched on 14 count pale gray gingham check by Fabric Flair. This one is stitched by Cheryl. This is stitched on 25 count Lugana, one strand over one square. So it is, I would say, about 66% of the size. The stitch count on it is 149 by 200, and if you look, you could stitch these individually also. So on the cover, we show you how you can stitch it individually if you just want to do one star. But the way it's going to finish really nicely, because it's like these alternate between, like, now you can start to see it, but like lights here, here, and here. Mediums here, here, and here. So you're alternating, and you're only using 1, 2, 3, I don't know, like 12 threads or something, but when you get here, it'll be like yellow, green, and then this one will be over here, and they'll just be alternated. So again, this is 25 count Cloud Lugana. This is 14 count Pale Gray Gingham, and I'm not sure if Cheryl's gonna frame hers, but when she finishes it, we'll show it, and then when I finish mine, we will show it. But I'm excited that I was able to stay up to date on this one. So this again, Barn Sweet Barn. And then September Shelf Life is now done, and I, of course, love sunflowers. So this one is all done, and this is the black Monaco. Now, when this club ends, any black Monaco we have left over, we're going to put online. DMC has still not answered us, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make more. Now, stitching on black Aida, the tip I would give you is putting a white pillow or something white in your lap using a lamp. And when you do that, okay, so pretend you're stitching with that on your lap. You cannot see the holes. Now you can see the holes. Putting something white, whether it's a design board, it could just be a white piece of paper, the holes show up. So that's my tip. Also, you could use magnifiers, you could use lights, all kinds of things. So all up to date on September's. And then for all of you that are in the club, I'm going to give you a hint for October. Now, October is not going to ship until October. And the people in the club will get it first, but here is your hint for October. Really cute. And this one was stitched by Cheryl. Really cute. And right here you can see, do you want to zoom in, Jordan? Right here, there's some little back stitches. Right here. But if you didn't want to do those, like if you're just not a back stitcher, you could just leave those off. And you would still look great even without those back stitches on it. And then now Denise has been stitching like crazy, and so she has a goal right now. She is stitching on Hello Halloween Sampler by Teresa Kogut. It's a booklet, and so you can see as she's used it, the corners get worn. She started this year?
Like a year and a half.
Oh, a year and a half ago. So Denise does a lot of model stitching, and so she has a rule. She's not going to do anything work related, anything. She stitches a lot for her family. She's not going to stitch for her family. She's not going to stitch anything until this is done. So she has all the top done, even the back stitching, right?
Yeah, a few sections, yeah.
And then when you get down here, this is 32 count light taupe by Zweigart, all the called for colors by Teresa Kogut. And then this right here is what she has left, and that's a page and a half. So when you look at the book, it's kind of like, it's like that, like, so she just has that part left. And then she's going to frame it. And then I'm going to leave this sitting here because you're going to get to see Cheryl's next to it. Well, let me put Cheryl's down and then yours so that, yeah, you put it down so we don't put it on top. So this is Cheryl's. Now you saw Cheryl's last year, throughout the year. And she was stitching that on the 13th and the 31st of each month. And we do have more books coming in stock any day. So if we ran out, they'll be back in stock. So this one, 32 count, light taupe Lugana. No. 32 count light taupe by Zweigart. It's linen. This is 36 count cappuccino by Faber on a Whim. This is one stitch over one square, called for Classic Color Works. So both of these are on the same exact floss. 32 count, 36 count. And on 32 count, Denise used 2 strands. And on Cheryl, she used 1 strand. They both stitched over 2 squares. So similar colors. This is a piece of art is what this is. So pretty, so impressive, yes, so pretty. And when do you think you'll be done?
Hopefully this weekend.
Hopefully this weekend. Oh Lord, you're gonna have nothing else to do. That would take forever. I don't know if I would ever try something this big. It's so pretty. And then are we gonna show your home deck?
Yeah.
So we can show it now. So Denise is really into Halloween. She loves Halloween. So here, I'll move these so it's not distracting. So if you look, a couple weeks ago, we showed you on that second to the bottom rack, those are panels called Hey Boo that were just framed into the new Lori Holt frames. And then above that, all of those little ornaments are the spooky cute ornaments that were stitched for the store. And then I'm not sure where the bats came from. Walmart. And then that's a pillow, that one that says if you got it haunted, that's from the Hey Boo panel. And then that Boo is also a panel that's glued into a Lori Holt frame. Okay, so now Cheryl has a ton more. So if you didn't see enough Halloween, we have more. This one is even bigger. Now we have shown you this before, but I don't think we've shown it to you framed. This is All Hallows Eve. No, this is Quaker Pumpkin by Liz Matthews. 32 count smoky white linen, 2/2, called for Weeks Dye Works, and she had this one and the one she just showed you. They were both framed at Hobby Lobby. And this one she left quite a bit of a margin. So when you're taking something to a framer, a couple things you want to think about is how far from the edge do you want it to show? Do you want risers, which risers will add depth between the piece and the frame? Do you want glass? So the Halloween samplers are gorgeous. When doing something like that, do you start in the middle or where do you start? Top left is where you started.
Left.
I think both Denise and Cheryl started in the top left. Yeah, Cheryl is so pretty. And then, okay, so this is like her complicated work, and now I'm going to show you some of her other stuff that's more like, you know, easier, more casual, fun stuff you can do on the weekend. So this is Autumn Lane Stitchery, A Spooky Stroll, and so she has this one done. I think we had shown it to you when it was just a pumpkin head. Is this the one that's Kevin's?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is for Kevin's birthday, which is in, oh my gosh, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 days. I got to get it together. Oh, Lord, 21 days. And this is 32 count charcoal dyed effect by Fabric Flair. And then Happy Halloween by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I think we had shown it to you, it just wasn't finished. Now this one I don't think she'll frame. I think she'll finish it on something like a piece from Hobby Lobby or something. And can you highlight where it's at, please?
No.
So I do think this is 32 count light taupe Lugana, but I think she probably changed the white.
She did.
Yeah, she changed the white. She didn't put a note on which one, but if I had to guess, it's 3865. Twas All Hallows Eve is a 4-part series by Tiny Modernist. It's pretty big. So part 1, part 2, part 3. This is 32 count charcoal dyed effect by Fabric Flair, 2 strands over 2, and this only uses 6 colors, which is pretty interesting because when you look at it, you think it uses a lot more than 6 colors, and that's because a lot of it is Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works, and so it has that variegated look. And if you've never bought Fabric Flair before, just so you know, one side is white and one side is screen printed. I do want to show you the back of her work. You will not see all those crazy lines that mine have. So, pristine stitching. And Cheryl loves Halloween too. This one is the Haunted Cuckoo Clock. This is 32 count parchment webs by Fabric Flair. Now I don't remember ever seeing this fabric before. And it looks on camera like that is metallic, and it's not. It's just the look of the light. So it's not gold, it's so pretty. And then this one has some back stitching in it. So let's see, so she's done so she started with part 2. And then I guess she'll go back to part 1.
That's part 1 and part 2.
Oh, this is part 1 and part 2, and then this is probably 3 and 4. Oh, and she just has to finish this part right here. That's really cool. The effect of that fabric is really cool on camera. It looks totally different. Cheryl used Blog by DMC for the white thread on Happy Halloween. Now I think this one is so cute. So these are the releases from Stitching with the Housewives for Halloween that are sassy strippers. So there's the Frankenstein, which is here. The Kitty, which is here. Boo, which is here. And then the Pumpkin Head, which is here. And then the Witch, which is gonna go here. So there are 5 PDF patterns, and what she did is she stitched them in a horizontal row. She stitched all on 32 count vintage smoky white linen, called for classic color works, and she's doing all 5, and she's doing them in the order I just said, and in between she's leaving 4 stitches in between. So that's going to be really cute. And then that'll be really cute to frame, or, and then what you can do is, if you're wanting to do something like this, if you look on the back of the pattern, it's 29 by 63, 29 by 62, 29 by 62 by 62 by 62. So she'll just have one row that's slightly higher or slightly lower, whichever way she wants to do it. And from the trained eye, you're not going to see it. She might have done it where it's half stitch off at the top and the bottom, since it's a linen, so that you can't even tell. And you know, you can always think of this when you're looking at any designer stuff. You know, all the sassy strippers, you could start doing all of the seasons like that horizontally. Again, by Stitching with the Housewives. And I still am amazed that this is how Cheryl stitches, as she leaves all this in her hand. I'd go crazy. Okay. Another Stitching with the Housewives spooky season. Let's do it this way. This is one of the Halloween roundabouts from this year. This one is on 32 count vintage country mocha Lugana, classic color works. She did substitute the marmalade for embers because she liked marmalade better. So this right here is embers, and then she used marmalade, which is, you know, lighter. The strippers all together are so cute, Cheryl, from Priscilla and Chelsea. Thank you. Yeah, I hope some of you guys take that idea and do that with some of the other things. Super cute to just always think. And then these are the cute bows by Priscilla and Chelsea. And then this is some of their Henry Glass fabric right here. And then this one, the same thing. She leaves all this fabric on. And then when she's done, she'll just cut it out. And then that way she doesn't waste anything. But then also, I'm not sure why Cheryl's worried about wasting, because she has these tubs of fabric. And by tubs, I mean tubs, not one tub, lots of tubs. So when I go into my closet at the moment, it's very unorganized. And every time I go in my closet, I feel really guilty because I have so much crap. And I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta stop buying stuff. And then I think of all of Cheryl's tubs, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. Sorry, Cheryl. And then now I'm going to get to show you the Bee in My Bonnet stitch card V. Now, so after this will be WXYZ, so only 4 after this. And we are going to be doing a stitch along with them, date to be determined. And this has something I really want to show you. This, I think, would look so good horizontally or vertically. Now, in the stitch cards, I'm going to kind of move them. In the stitch cards, they all have the same stitch count. But what Cheryl did, you can see on 2 of these, she put two squares at the top, and that's so that if she, like when she's stitching this one, maybe she was just gonna stitch there and she was just gonna stitch it, and she knew she started in the center and she would know where the top and the bottom are. Same thing here, she could start in the center, know when the top and the bottom are. Or she just knows she's gonna stitch and get it all done at one time. But here, she wasn't, so she put the little X's so she could, I want to be Cheryl is what Indie Quilter says. Yes, me too. We all want to be Cheryl. She does, what I love about Cheryl is she stitches like really hard stuff, really easy stuff. You'll see she does all the seasons. She does all the designers. She's like an equal opportunity stitcher. This is also 25 count Lugana on the oatmeal color. Now, if you're a member of the Stitch Card Club, this will be going out in October. They are still at the printer. Just wanted to give you a heads up. And this one is different because it only has 4 flosses, a red, brown, blue, and a green. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the Stitch Quarterly Reveal. This is probably been our best-selling one. We only have like 5 or 6 left. Oh, sold out. Jordan just said we're sold out. So this is Stitch Quarterly. Now, if you're in the Stitch Quarterly Club, well, this is what it is finished. Who stitched this one?
Me.
Denise stitched it and finished it. So pretty. Look at all that. And all the information on her finishing is on the back of the pattern. So if you're in the Stitch Quarterly Club, this is what you got. So if you haven't stitched it, and maybe if you're like me and you get mail and you don't open it, now I can show you what's in it.
Be careful with the coupon that's in it.
Oh, okay. So this is the bag. And in there you get, yeah, I can't show you everything. So you get like the pattern, you get the insert, you get the thread, and this time we did,
Here, let me open it.
no, is there Classic Colorworks and DMC?
Weeks I work.
Weeks Dye Works. There's a Weeks Dye Works in here, and the fabric. So really fun. Now, because these sold so fast, this one, the pattern will come out in 45 days, and that's the reason you want to be in the club, so that you get it before it sells out. And then this is your hint for December's Stitch Quarterly. And then I wanted to show you, up close. We had to take out, it out of the bag because we don't want to show you the coupon. Because if you are, just remember, if you're in the Stitch Quarterly or So Sampler, you always want to open those because there's a coupon and it's a limited date. So even if you're not going to stitch it, you want to open it so you get your coupon. So we did 2 cute oranges with Weeks Dye Works, and this has all the info on it. But this is my brand new product. I'm super excited. I actually don't even own a pair yet. So I'm going to get a pair of these today. These are so cute. So these are just new scissors. So they're very sharp. These are kind of like the Omni Grid yellow. You don't want to cut yourself because you will slice your finger open. And they come in this cute little pink. They're called Kimberly's Vintage Scissors with Sheath. And we did the pink so that the pink and this would match our little pink cross stitch crafting case. And so like if you put this in there, it would be matchy-matchy. Because, you know, I like to be matchy-matchy. And then I'm going to show you new items, and then I'm going to answer all your questions.
Flash sale.
Oh, flash sale first. Okay, so the first, we have Sally Bullard by Erica Michaels. It's got the alphabet and how letters great and small are wrought. So that's flash sale for today. And this is also the flash sale. This is Portobello 30 count linen. It's an 18 by 26 inch piece. And we stocked this a couple of years ago. This went with the Little House pattern set. So it's a linen and it's a stiffer linen. So if you're somebody who likes linen that's stiffer, this would work for you. For what's new, we have for the tier tray tidbits, we have candy corn vine seeds. Monster mash, and black cat pumpkin seeds. So these are the tier tray, and then this is the Halloween roundabout. But if you see, you could do these all horizontally like Cheryl did. We are coming out with a new Christmas shirt for Stitching with the Housewives. We're just working on that still. Okay, so we talked about needlework marketplace, and when needlework marketplace is an online event where people show new products, and so I wanted to show you these. These are new cases. Now I'm not sure about, I wanted to show you this because you could put your needles. Yes, I know these needles are now all sold out. I'm sorry. You could put your glasses. You could put all your things in there. And here, what I would do is I would put the Wonder Clips. So I want to show you the inside. Now, if you're on our site, we have beautiful pictures that show you the inside. So the navy has purple on the inside. And these are just, there's nothing you can put on here, just so you know. So there's navy with purple on the inside. There's purple with like a beige tan on the inside. And you know, when I was looking at this, these would, now this would be super expensive, but these would make great makeup cases for when you're traveling, because you could just like really fill it and like fill all the space. So this would make a great makeup case, except it would be too expensive and my makeup would get all over it. And then the red. And these are called Needlework Cases by Winterbury Leather. So this is a hot pink, and they all have this right here. And then this, it will either pop up when you're holding it, or it'll just snap back down. And then there's like a little emblem there that says Winterberry. So on some of them you can see it more than others, if that matters to you. You can't really see it on the navy. So those are new and neat. We have some new With Thy Needlework, With Thy Needle, Autumn Swan, Woodland Witch, Goodness Gracious, and Feels Like Fall. These are by Brenda Gervais. Bent Creek has two new patterns, the Lighthouse and Witch's Hats of Bats. And this one comes with the fabric, and it also comes with the floss. And this is pearl cotton. And this is like a portobello, let me see what it's called exactly so I don't get it wrong. 20 count linen. And it's like a thicker fabric, and then you use one strand of pearl cotton to go over 2 squares. And that's this one. And then this one I'm very excited for. This is like the second one that I bought, right? Mm-hmm. I love this one. So I think the first one that came out was summer. So I think there's going to be 4 of these. So this is Seasonal Sampler, and this is Autumn. And so this one comes with the pattern and the floss. It comes with it. And I think it's really pretty. I'm kind of thinking about stitching it, because this one, like, if I could stitch this up in like a day. So I might have to figure out where my other Seasonal Sampler is, and then figure it out. But these would be really cute. And this one I think would be really cute. You could do the whole thing. You could do vertical, like all the 4 seasons and then have it on one piece. Or you could stitch all 4 and then frame them individually and put them in one room, like all together. And then this one is an Italian designer. I'm not going to attempt to say the name. Autumn Basket, Halloween Sampler, and Be Thankful. So this one's pretty big. Twin Peak Primitives, Quirky Christmas 2024, and Jinx and Hex. Really cute. I was trying to see. Let me look up one thing. There is a there's a little thing that you can trace for this. I don't know what you would call that. Cutout.
Like a template?
Template. So this one has 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very Scandinavian. Erin Elizabeth. Oh my gosh, she has dog tear. I gotta stitch that for Piggy. Look at the little Piggy. It's so cute. Oh, Piggy. French tear. Strawberry tear. So when I see something like this, I just, you know, these are similar designs. So think about that. You could put the pink on here. You could finish this one like this. You know, you could kind of mix and match. Patriotic You. American House. Camping Lantern. Hello Autumn. This one's really cute. Autumn. I'm not going to say that word because I don't know how to say it. And then Believe. This one's really pretty. And then we have a new book from Max Pigeon. He is a cross-stitch designer and oh, okay, hold on. Okay, sorry. So this one is very wilderness. And this is Max. He talks about fabric, hoops and frames, supplies. And then he goes into fundamentals, and then I'm going to show you some of the charts in here without showing you the charts. He has lots of instructions. He has a framing, finishing type tutorial. And here's this, like some of the projects. It's a pretty big book. And it is 158 pages. And then Jeanette Douglas has 3 patterns. Chubby Squirrel, which will probably sell out. All of her chubbies do really good. Happy Life Set 2 and 1. So I'm not sure if there's going to be 4 of those or how many of those there will be. Really cute. Oh wait, let me get these on this thing. Okay, so now I'm going to answer questions that you guys might have. Look, I'm so excited. Denise made this. She made this. Okay, let's show it up front. Is everything out on it yet? The video?
No, I haven't done a video.
Okay, so we haven't done the video yet, but we took Priscilla and Chelsea's ribbon, and my kid's school is red and black and white. So she made a cute little mum for my Yeti. So I'm going to there'll be instructions on how to make this, but I'm going to take it and be so cool. And my daughter's going to be like, where did you, look, she's going to be like, where did you get that? That's so cute. All the moms are going to be like, I want one. And yes, I know moms is a Texas thing. Isn't there a product called Liquid Skin? There is, but I had cut so deep into, like I have a callus now. I had cut so deep that even if I put Liquid Skin on there, the pain of it was too much. I mean, if I had something that would like maybe take the pain away, that would have been better. But I just figured, you know what? And what I had done is I had cross stitched all weekend. I went to a TCU game with Emma, and well, with my brother, his wife, my niece, her boyfriend, bunch of people from high school were there. But we went to TCU game, and so I usually ride a bus when I go to Fort Worth. And so I stitched all the way there, all the way back, all the way on the plane to Lori's, and then like 2 days at Lori's. And by then, my fingers were just done. Oh, this is a good question. Nova says, do you find Piggy's fur in your cross stitch when you're stitching? How do you prep your fabric for the framer? Okay, so first question, his fur. His fur is very light, straight, and it's either black or white, so it's easy to see, and I just pick it off. Preparing for the framer is I just make sure I get it really nice and ironed and all the creases out, and when I take them in, we put them on design boards so they're nice and flat, and then when we pick them up, we pick the design boards up. The decorative row of pumpkins by Lori. The words All Hallows Eve are on the bottom. I cannot find it. It was CHERYL'S. What's that called?
Quaker pumpkin.
Quaker pumpkin. Railroad is where you split the threads with a needle. If you just search on YouTube Railroad Fat Quarter Shop cross stitch, it'll show you. What is Cross Stitch University? That is a beginner series we did 2 or 3, probably 3 years ago, where we just kind of go from the very beginning of cross stitching, and just great for beginners and just all the how-tos, and so it'd be great for you to watch. Will I be getting more of the Mocha Web fabric flare? Yes. Week and a half is what Denise said. Can you use your 50%? Okay, I'm not answering that. Any hints for the Lori Holt hometown house for October?
I actually picked it up from the framer yesterday, and it's sent to Sarah for photos. So probably 2 weeks.
So it's actually, okay, so Sarah works for us and she lives in Dallas. So Denise picked it up for the framer, came back to work, already shipped it to Dallas. So any kind of color hints? Yellowish. And then request for Heart in Hand double up nativity pattern. So we'll if we haven't ordered it, we will order it. If it's new, it's probably already on order. How do I get my creases out, especially the stubborn ones? So we do use steam in our iron. We put, there's like it's by Cottage Garden Threads or Yarn Tree. They have those like stitching mats. What are they called? Pressing cloths. So we put a pressing cloth down first. Then we put the piece on top of that with stitches down, and we just press. Now, when I was at Lori's, she had a water bottle because she uses vintage irons, and so she sprayed with water. I would be nervous to do that, but she did it. So you just press, let it sit in that pressing cloth, and if you have to go back over it, press again. You could use water to get them out, but I would say you could always, once you have it pressed, put a book on top of it or a clapper on top of it, just a wood piece to get it nice and flat. Which cross stitch floss do I like to work with? Oh, I like all of them. My favorite is probably Classic Colorworks because it's already cut. And I like that the little thing has 2 strands and I don't have to card it. So that would be my favorite. I like DMC. My favorite to stitch with is Cosmo because it's so, it glides really nice. I also like Aurifil because it's thinner. Yeah. Am I still working on a light? Yes, we are. So we are working on getting the color right. So it's the same company that made the one that I've shown a couple of times, but we're just trying to get the color perfect. Lizzie Kate Patterns, she sold her business, gosh, a while ago, and all of her patterns she sold to an online company. So they have them. Where did I get the pumpkin behind my right white shoulder? We sell it. It's a knit pumpkin. Just search like knit pumpkin, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's that one? It's part of it.
It's part of the set.
It's a set of 3. And let's see. Let's see. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it. So when I come back in 2 weeks, let's talk about what I'm going to do. I'm going to stitch. I'm going to get caught up on stitching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Barn Sweep Barn, or Barn Star Sand. What is it?
Barn Sweet Barn.
Barn Sweep Barn. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to do my temperature chart. I'm probably not going to work. Well, I'm going to work a little bit. I'm going to get all the little leaves done for Scarecrow. What are the other ones I need to work on? I'm probably going to stitch that little house one because it's so cute. I'm going to do the new house, the bittersweet house.
Square dance.
I'm going to do square dance. And then I'm going to try to work on pumpkin house. What is it? Houses on Pumpkin Lane. So I'm going to try to get a lot done in 2 weeks, and we'll see how much I get done. But thank you so much for watching. I hope all of you have a great week, and I will see you in 2 weeks.